Anthony on Air podcast. Welcome back for another episode. Frankie C is here. We're talking about a whole slew of topics, including a new Ghislaine Maxwell website. Prince Phillip has passed on. So is DMX. We'll get to that. Vaccine side effects. Texas President Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Tucker Carlson, and Chris Meloni's rear end. That, Frank, is what they call a spectrum of topics.
That runs the gamut, my friend.
It sure does. So, after being silent for quite some time, Ghislaine Maxwell's family is speaking out. Her brother did a couple of appearances. We talked about it. We'll put a link in the YouTube cards if you want to catch up. If you're listening, go to our YouTube channel. All the links and info is at anthonyonair.com. And he did a couple of interviews, and that he got a little pop in the press. He did a BBC, then he did a Good Morning America, and then things kind of calmed down and settled down. And now the family has launched a website, realghislaine.com. Take a look at that right there, my friend.
Is it anything like the real J. Peterman?
I don't think so.
Probably.
It might be as full of BS as the real J. Peterman's book. Those all Kramer stories. But yeah, whole new website. Yeah.
I wonder if they'll get any advertising on it.
I don't know. Should we put an advertisement on the podcast on there?
Bad move, I think.
Be controversial.
It would.
A lot of people talk about it.
It would be trailblazers, but not in a good way.
I don't know if it would be received well, but we'd get a lot of hits.
Sure would.
The brother, he put a video on there. You want to hear what this idiot has to say?
Not really, but go ahead.
It's too late for that, my man. I already pressed play.
Why'd you ask me?
I don't know. It's an old trick.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's get a listen to... Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not impressed with how this is working so far. It's not working all that great.
Is it the website, or is the person trying to access the website?
Little of column A, little of column B. Let's not get into specifics on who messed up what. Here it is.
Sure.
My sister Ghislaine Maxwell was born on Christmas Day, 1961.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
She's
come on.
the youngest of 7 surviving siblings, and I and my brothers and sisters love her very much. We believe in her innocence and that she'll be exonerated in the end, which is why it's so hard for us to see her held in an American prison in solitary confinement without bail for over 260 days.
All right, I tell you what, right away, I don't care about that. Why you got to throw in the American? Why are we bringing, is that race technically? Nationality? That's
She's
hurtful.
in jail. It's when you break American crimes, you're held in an American jail.
Yeah, but he could
What
have
do you
just
want?
said prison. He chose to say American prison. I don't care for that.
Because he's trying to make it seem like she's an outside, she's not, I don't know, like not part of the system of some kind, like she's not from this country, so we have to be careful, and, that plus the whole Christmas thing. Yeah, maybe she was born on Christmas, but to come out with that, like, what does that even, why bring that up?
Because she's close to Jesus.
Exactly. They're trying to get some kind of sympathy stuff in it. That's ridiculous.
I was both our expressions. Our sister was born. I was like, oh, gee, you're going all the way back to the beginning. Damn.
I mean, don't you tell us about her kindergarten years? What do we care? We don't care. We don't care when she was born. That has no relevance on anything.
Yeah.
We care about the crimes that she's committed, allegedly.
I mean,
Not allegedly, but
obvious this is totally just a blatant PR move, right?
of course. Well, it's on their website. They can put whatever the hell they want, I guess.
That's true. That's the point of websites.
She's awaiting trial based on allegations that date back 25 years by accusers whose names not even her own lawyers yet know, let alone the detail of what she's charged with. Yet how can you defend yourself when you don't know who's accused you? How can you prepare for a trial in July, less than 4 months away, when you're locked in a 6x9 cell for 12 hours a day, without proper sleep for over 9 months now? A light shone in your eyes every 15 minutes during the night, when guards shoved their fingers in your mouth in the midst of a pandemic. And all the while, you protest your innocence and are entitled to the presumption of innocence. It's cruel and unusual. It's torture. It's wrong. Which is why, following the recent rejection of her third bail application, Ghislaine will be appealing that decision. My sister is no monster. Ghislaine is a stepmother, a wife, a friend to many, a sister to me. No one deserves to be tortured when they're presumed innocent. If you want more facts about Ghislaine and her life, I encourage you to visit the website our family has created and launched on her behalf. Thank you.
I wonder if there's anybody who sides with the family, with them.
Oh, you mean like outside of the family?
Yeah, yeah.
We've had a couple of comments from people that are like, this is all, I mean, this is the internet. Like, I've had people write me and be like, she's innocent until proven guilty. You guys are all wrong. You can't believe what these women are saying. They're money grubbing, hungry people. There's been a lot of people. I shouldn't say a lot. I've noticed more than a handful, like more than 5, less than 20. People have been like, she's innocent and this and that. Yeah.
I don't know how someone could say she's innocent. I mean, there's nothing clearing her name.
Well, what's that old cliche joke where it's like, you know, the people who fall in love with serial killers while they're in jail, you know? It's like people find...
I guess
people latch on to weird stuff and find,
and I get the whole innocent until proven guilty thing, but you know, outside of the judge slamming down the hammer, there's so much evidence against her. You know, yeah. It's kind of, it can't be 50-50 with this much, you know, with this much evidence. It's like,
yeah, it's just, and it's. Look, this is an obvious PR play, and I can say that from experience, because if you look at where he's at, you know, he's in this like chair, he's in this like well-lit studio, he's got a lav mic on, you know, this was like well produced, and you can tell the lawyers are behind this, and they got a picture of the family behind them and a fake plant, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a trendy chair. Like, this is all, you know, this is all lawyer work.
Of course. I mean, you can't, I mean, if they're going down the road of innocent, then they're going to go 100%, you know, they're going to go all out for it. So you kind of have to expect this. I mean, it would be insanely weird if at the end of all this, she's found innocent. I mean, what happens though? If she's found innocent, does everybody go, oh, well, like, sorry, I guess you were innocent?
I don't know. Again, here's
like
the beautiful thing. But here's the beautiful part about our country. Nobody's found innocent. You're found not guilty.
That's true.
There's a difference there. It's very slight, but there's still a difference. I have a feeling, and call me crazy, I could be wrong. I guess it kind of also depends on what's happening in the world at the time. But I have a feeling that this is going to be a massive trial. I feel like the hoopla and the press behind all of it, I feel like it's going to be very, very consuming. Could be maybe even all consuming if the rest of the world and everything that's happening sort of calms down a bit.
That's a big if.
It's a big if.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every week there's something big. I mean, not like it was, but at least politically we've calmed down slightly, I'll say. But, you know, we got the pandemic going on. You got there's still a lot of political unrest. But, yeah, hopefully by the summer, you know, we'll calm down a little bit.
By July, that's what they're saying. And then I found also, all right, you know what? I'm going to show you the page on the website here. That's pretty crazy in a second. But we got to do our Hero Soap Company read, because those guys are proud sponsors of the show, support the show in a huge way. We're so appreciative of them, not only because Lucas, who started the company, is a veteran, but he does everything for veterans, including whenever you buy a bar soap, he sends a bar of soap over to the troops. He takes a bit of his profits out to help build homes for active service members who are coming back from war so that they can have mortgage-free homes. And he's got this subscription deal that you can order soap, have it sent to your home, however much you want, every single month, and you save 20% when you use the promo code Anthony. Use the link in the description of this episode, whether you're watching on YouTube. By the way, hit that thumbs up. Thank you. Facebook, share if you can on your page. Always appreciate that if you could do that on Facebook or YouTube.
Let's get those numbers up, folks.
Likes count right there. Yes.
Likes, the views, everything.
Or if you're listening on Apple Podcast or Stitcher or Spotify, there's a link in the description for Hero Soap Company. Please click on that. If you can't find it, just go to anthonyonair.com, click on the banner on the homepage. We certainly do appreciate it. What I was going to say was...
A weird page on the site?
There's a weird page on the site. There was something else I was going to say, though. What were we just talking about?
The web. You said before the read you were going to say something about a page on the website.
Yeah, the page on the website was... But I had a thought on the trial itself. If she was found innocent...
Summer...
It'll come back to me. Oh, yeah. This whole idea of they don't... He said something interesting. They don't know who the accusers are. They haven't been...
Oh, yeah. I mean, what's the identity have to... I mean, either you did something effed up or not.
Right. Like, I mean, I don't think,
Depends on who it is. I mean, I did some effed up things, but I need to know the identity so I know who the effed up things we're talking, which effed up stuff are we talking about? That's what it sounds like.
Like, like either
that's what it sounds like.
Either you're like, what is there to prepare? Either you did this to so-and-so or you didn't. And
I guess if you're going to prepare a defense, you want to know who you're dealing with, only because you could see what you could kind of maybe do your side of the, well, they were here, not here. You could track, does that make sense? Like, if you could prove they were somewhere else, maybe. That's the only thing I could think of why you would need to know someone's identity.
Yeah, I mean, I get you got to prepare and questions and everything like that. But if you were really innocent, would you be? If I'm in there, right, and I'm innocent, I'd be like this. Man, tell me the day before. No big deal. I know I didn't do this, so not a problem.
Yeah, I'm not going to care who it is. It's not going to change the fact that I didn't, groom underage girls for anything crazy. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I know that they think this is a good move because I can see where they're going with these posts here, but the resources page has links to resources, and the first one on the page is Guilt by Accusation, which is a book by, Alan Dershowitz. So, I mean,
tied to OJ there.
Well, yeah, but and also he's one of the guys
that was one of the guys on the plane. Yeah, at the island.
Yeah, so I guess he wrote a book called Guilt by Accusation: The Challenge of Proving Innocence in the Age of #MeToo. They also put a Forbes article, The Dark Side of Me Too, What Happens When Men Are Falsely Accused, and Why We Need Pretrial Reform, a link to that as well.
I wonder, is there like a job opportunity thing at the bottom of the page, like every website?
I already looked for...
internship.
No, I looked for press, what do they call it? Press inquiries.
Oh, all right. Somebody
sent me when Trump created his site 45.com, whatever the hell it's called. Press inquiries were on the bottom. I immediately filled it out.
Did you get anything back?
No.
Yeah, it probably goes
nowhere.
Nothing.
Yeah. I gotta get a @oan.com email address to get an answer out of that one.
Of course.
I would by the way, I would love to talk to Trump on the show.
Would you?
Never turn it down. Would you be on the show? I feel like you stupidly would be like, no.
Oh, I would come prepared. I
don't know if I'd be allowed to have you on. I don't know.
Bring it. If he's not afraid, I'll talk to him.
Question is, would I prevent you from being on that episode to get to the president? Would you be mad at me if I was like,
silence me?
What if Trump's crew said he's happy to come on, but you can't have Frankie C on that episode? Would you be upset?
I would be a little upset, but I would ask that you make that announcement in the beginning of the show. Like, Frankie C wanted to be on the show.
I can't talk about it. That's part of the arrangement.
Can't mention why.
I can't mention why. You just can't be there.
Fine. I'll just say it when we get back. When I come back on the next episode.
Once it's done, you say whatever the hell. Yeah, you know me. I'm not going to stop you from saying anything.
So once it's done, and you'll back it up, you would say, "Yeah, that's true. They didn't want you on."
Have I ever in the history of us doing a show together? This is like our fifth iteration of a show. Have I ever said, "Don't say this on the air"?
Well, you're willing to block me out of a whole episode.
Well, to get an interview with the president, former president.
See, now, if you were any kind of friend, you would say, it's Frankie C on the show, or we don't want the president on.
All right, but come back to reality. Be realistic.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'd be fine with it.
You'd be fine with it.
I think it's messed up, and I'd give you all my questions. How's that?
Of course. Would you trust me to do a good interview? Would you think I would do a good interview?
I would trust myself more, but I think you'd do a good job.
Wow, that is hurtful. Let me tell you something.
What, me trusting myself more than someone else? You trust you over me to ask the questions that are in your head. You would trust yourself to ask those better than I would.
Yeah, well,
they're your questions. That's natural.
If you gave me questions, I'd kill him. I'd murder it. I think I'd do.
Yeah, you would. You would do great. Out on a scale, it would be you're 99, I'm 100. You know, you'd be just as great at asking the question. But since they're coming from me, I would have they would be my natural questions.
It's going to take me years to get over the insult you just laid on me right here.
Good. Let me know when you're over it.
By the way, if they came to us and said, "Aunt, you can't be on the show. It can only be Janine," I would still take that deal.
So Janine interviews President Trump.
I think I'd actually rather watch that than have me do a really seriously good interview.
Can I give her my questions?
You can. I certainly would write a whole bunch of stuff for her. I wouldn't expect her to go with any of it. I think she'd be on there going like this. "What do you think of my new eyebrows?"
Probably. I think they're fantastic. I think you could use a little more orange.
People tell me you just got the eyebrows done. I got to tell you, fantastically symmetrical. Love the new look. Just
can
fantastic.
I guess how much they cost? Were they $130,000?
Yeah.
And can I write you a check?
Yeah. Here's the thing. People ask me this all the time, and I always have the same answer. Like, they'll be like, can you get so-and-so? Do you ever want to do? I feel like over the course of my career, I've been able to get a lot of people to interview, people that I didn't deserve whatsoever. So could we get Trump? I would say the answer is not right now. But I feel like there is definitely an age and a time where we can get anybody once they've completely fallen from popularity. What age?
We can't get any. I don't think we could get at this moment. I don't think we can get any former president that's alive right now. I don't think we can get Carter. I don't think we can get Bush.
No, not at our size.
We can get Clinton.
No, it would have to be, yeah. What president do you think we'd have the best shot at right now?
Best shot? I'd say Bush.
I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say the same exact thing. He just seems like the type. He's just so, ever since he stopped being president, he's so goofy and lax and just like whatever.
Yeah, I think
my wife just said the same thing too. He would come on a goofy, podcast,
For better or for worse, I think he'd probably be the one we could get.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. How do you feel about Bush now that you've gone through Trump? Because it feels like it's like when you have a second kid and you're like, that first kid was so shitty. And then the second kid comes and you're like, you know what? That first kid wasn't so bad. The second one's a nightmare.
That's how I feel.
That's how you feel?
I'm in that boat. Like he was not a great president at all, Bush, but he was way better than what we just went through, in my opinion.
One of my favorite comments of all time came the other day on an episode where somebody was like, "You guys don't know," or they were criticizing you. I think like, "Frank, you're so naive," or whatever. Blah blah blah. They had that comment, or "I'm out of here, I'm not listening," and then 20 minutes later they were commenting on something else.
Every time I'm out, they pull me back.
So anyway, so that's the Ghislaine Maxwell website, realghislaine.com. They have a Twitter randomly, just Twitter. Seems odd.
Who's running that?
I don't know. I think the family. This is all the family. The family. This is. I feel like the lawyers are doing this, and they're just like
probably. It's all PR stuff.
Yeah. So we'll keep our eye on this whole deal.
Yeah. If you want even more BS than the 45 website, go to the Ghislaine website.
They're like posting like articles and stuff too. You gotta. I mean, it's from everybody: Reuters and the Post and the Telegraph. And
the one thing I will say is they are going to have a hard time getting a jury, an unbiased jury. Because how could you bring in anybody who? I mean, I feel like a lot of people have made up their mind already. No.
Yeah, I mean. Yes, but I feel like again, the world is so huge. There's still people.
They'll get people. They will.
They'll find somebody.
Yeah, it's going to be not the easiest job in the world, but they'll get some.
Could you imagine being on that jury?
No,
that's
brutal. I feel like I do 3 shows a week where we constantly crap on Ghislaine Maxwell. I think I should be excused.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. Yeah, I think I'd be out of there faster than. Something that gets out of there real fast.
How do they decide what trials go on court TV?
I think that's a court TV decision. That's a television company
and the judge and the lawyers.
Oh, sure. I'm sure there's all kinds of they have certain amount of judges that are signed up for it.
Wouldn't you watch that? I mean, I would just watch this.
Yeah. Honestly. Oh yeah. Wonder how long of a trial it'll be.
I think that's a great question. I think 6 months minimum would be my guess.
How long was OJ?
OJ was like 2 years. How long was the OJ trial?
No.
Yeah. OJ went on
not.
A long
OJ was under a year.
It was at least a year, I was going to say.
He was arrested in I think like June of 94.
What are we talking about? This day one of the trial to the end of the trial, or are we talking about from arrest to trial?
Day one of the trial to the end of the trial. I feel like it was a few months.
No, I feel like it went on for a really long time.
I mean, we were teenagers back then, but I don't remember exactly. But that's what I feel like it was. Because I remember it all happened in 94. I feel like by the end of 1994, I feel like it was over.
All right, June 17th, it was when he took his mugshot. So that was the day of his arrest.
That was right. That was the day or two around the murder.
The Bronco chase was... Let's see here. That had to be before he went in, right?
Yeah.
Or after? I don't know. They don't have a date here. Preliminary hearing on June 20th. The trial began on January 24th, 1995.
Oh. Whoops. Do your research.
So there was that. Prosecution case, timeline, DNA evidence.
All right. So, did it end in 95?
Let me see. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Dear Lord. There was a lot to this.
Just say verdict. When was the verdict of the O.J. Simpson trial? Let's see. O.J. verdict was October 1995. So it was under a year, the trial.
So 8 months.
Yeah. 10 months.
But June to October is like a year and a half. Year and a half, yeah. I felt like that was all consuming. I felt like that was all...
Oh, it was. There was no social media, so it was all over TV.
Yeah.
It was everything on TV. That was all that they were talking about. It was, you got your regular sitcoms, and you got... anything outside of your sitcom was OJ.
I saw the Seinfeld episode when Kramer was golfing with the guy and he flips out and they basically
They do the Bronco chase.
The Bronco chase, yeah. And I was just I watched that, and it was on TV. It was on TBS or Pix 11 here in New York, whatever. And I just thought to myself, that would probably never fly today. Like, that would be so. And I'm surprised. I'm sure there's some nerd out there, devising a campaign to have Seinfeld canceled over shit like that. But I feel like that would be shamed on Twitter if a show did that today, where they spoofed a major murder trial as it was, because I feel like that wasn't that like as it was all happening.
Well, I mean, if that was 94, 95, that episode of Seinfeld was either 95 or 96.
Yeah,
because it was like the 5th or 6th season of the show. Yeah, so it was around that time.
Yeah. Remind me to talk about the documentaries I saw when we get into the vaccine thing.
No. I forget about all that.
Yeah, also, I got into it on Twitter with some people.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about this? It's not really on our list. Should we wait till Janine comes on to talk about the Twitter fight?
What was it about?
So, you remember last episode, I paused in the middle of the episode because the Islanders made a trade.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. And
they got 2 guys. So, they got 2 guys who waived their no-trade clause to join the Islanders, right? There's a policy. Lou Lamoriello is the general manager of the team. He used to be the GM for the Devils. So, he was instrumental in drafting one of the guys.
All right, let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
I barely care about this, and you wanted to bring Janine, who would not.
This is not about hockey. This is about cancel culture.
Got it. Go ahead.
So Lou Lamoriello is an old guy. He's in his 70s, and he has a policy on his teams. He has a bunch, but one of them is no facial hair. Can't have facial hair. Yankees have a similar thing. When you play for this team, you have to be clean shaven. So one of the guys they got looked like me. And
even during the playoffs?
I don't know about during the playoffs if he lets it slide. I'm not 100% sure about that, to be honest with you.
All right.
But everybody's got to be clean shaven. So they traded for this guy, and they got to be clean shaven. So I obviously am following all the news. I get dragged into this tweet from this young lady, and I usually
you got trolled.
No, I usually never. No, I didn't get trolled, but I usually never respond to people. But her thing was so outrageous. This is what she said. Lou Lamoriello's whole no long hair, no facial hair thing is funny till you think about how it's really just a way for him to exert power over his players for literally no reason, and also how it could actually become a legal issue were the NHL more diverse culturally and religious wise. So somebody responded to her and said, "This is idealistic of me, but I'd assume he'd make religious and cultural exemptions. But yeah, I do think it's weirdly power tripping." Then she said, "I really do not think he would unless," she says, "I do not think he would unless someone explicitly reminds him of Title VII, LMAO, but we can hope." So I'm reading this and I got upset about that, which I rarely do because these people are idiots. But she hooked me in because she said, "I don't think he would." Like, you friggin' know this guy. And here's why it bothered me, because Lou is particularly very religious. And I feel like he would have if he got, what's the religion where they like the beards? Is it Sikh or I don't know. You know me. I don't know my own religion, so I'm not going to know the other ones. Right. But if there was a religion and the guy needed the beard and he said it was for religious purposes, I 100% think Lou would understand that.
I think so.
By the way, and here's why, and this is what pissed me off. The guy, he's old school. Now, when Frank and I played hockey, our coach had the same rule. No high numbers. No numbers above 25. Lou has a thing of no numbers above like 30. Right? If you look at all his classic Devils teams, everybody was or under 35, whatever it was, whatever the numbers. They got Jaromir Jagr on their team, who's famous for wearing number 68. Do you think Lou made him change his number, or do you think he gave him the number out of respect?
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer.
He gave him the number out of respect. So I feel like it
Yeah.
would be the same thing for this. So I tweet at the girl, when you get older and more mature, you will realize how naive and unfair you are.
All right, well, right off the bat, I'm going
Is
to tell
that bad?
you. That's a little... you're poking a, you're starting shit right there.
By the way, I mean, look, I'm sorry. Maybe I am, but this is the girl. Like, she looks like she's 22. I mean...
That could be her daughter, for all you know.
No, that's her, because she's got a hockey blog and she's got all this stuff.
I don't know what to tell you. But, yeah, right off the bat, you're like, a couple of insults until you get your point in.
Well, I felt like I was justified because she looked young and naive. So this is what I said. When you get older and more mature, you will realize how naive and unfair you are being with your original statement and this presumption that Lou wouldn't be flexible enough to allow for religion. Him being a religious man himself. You have an open invite to come on the pod to discuss. That's what I tweeted at her. Not too bad. She didn't respond, but some other dipstick responds. And he goes, this is nonsense. And when you get older, you'll finally realize that Lou's bullshit policy is malignant. Malignant?
Cancerous?
Malignant and petty. And Hannah is 100% correct on this. And then he said, the fact that Lou's policy exists in the first place and that there are many teams at many levels that follow very similar policies is a huge part of the problem that causes young kids of color to push them out of the sport in the first place because they don't, quote, look like hockey players, end quote.
What does having facial hair have to do with people of color?
And the fact that he wants them clean shaven, that pushes young kids of color out of the sport?
Exactly. That's what I meant. Yeah. What the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
This is how some of these people think, though, on Twitter. This is crazy.
Yeah. People jump to conclusions and are nuts.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, if you want your team, you own a team, and you want them to be like we had to. Our team, when we played in high school, we had to show up to every game in our uniform, our school uniform.
Yeah.
We couldn't just show up in jeans and a T-shirt or whatever. We had to dress nice. We had to wear a tie, and that was the rule. I mean, is that some kind of weird control trip thing, power trip? No, that's the team had to dress and look like a team.
Like
that's all that was. It had nothing to do with race or anything.
Yeah, what planet do these people live on where dress codes and things are not a real thing? And there's nothing wrong with a dress code. There's nothing wrong.
No,
I feel like an old man. I used to be young thinking dress codes are bullshit.
I have
and
no
now...
clue what you guys are talking about. But I'm not going to ask because I don't care.
There you go. See, I told you. Told you she wouldn't care. I said it. But I'll say this. When we were in school, we had, in high school, we wore uniforms. There was like one day in the year where everybody could dress however they wanted. And
you obviously wore a Metallica shirt. I mean, come on, let's just get that out of the way.
Truth.
Possibly. That was a possibility. But my point is that on that day, it felt like Lord of the Flies. Everybody was nuts that day. Mm-hmm. It was like everybody was, way more out of control than normal.
That's why you don't go to a Catholic high school. Yeah, exactly. And an old boys school. Old boys Catholic high school. That's why you don't go to it. No,
we were in uniforms throughout the year. And then that one day, for some reason, everybody was nuts. It's just we were like not ourselves. It was very, very weird to see. It was a good social experiment, though.
Oh God!
Remember that one kid we put his head on a spit? Remember Billy?
Yeah, but we were able to make fire with his glasses. So that was good.
Good times. Good times.
Oh God! Oh God! That just reminded me of something I said in high school that people still remember it.
Yeah, because the teachers had to have an HR meeting.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Frank, we stepped on each other.
We stepped on the whole thing.
Sorry.
Damn it. Take two. We edit that out.
You go. Mine wasn't good. I didn't like mine. You go.
Yeah, mine wasn't that good either.
All right.
All right, Janine, what were you saying?
What did you say?
What did I say?
I shouldn't even say this because this is quite embarrassing, but we had a discussion about Lord of the Flies and we had to answer questions, and the teacher asked, how did they start a fire? So I was like, oh, they rubbed the two ends of the glasses together, and that's how they started a fire. Oh my God. Hello.
And this was high school?
This is high school. And I was like all giddy because I knew the answer. And everyone's like, turn around to look at me. What did she just say?
Yeah. I mean, did you say, hey, listen, I didn't see any of you raising your hands?
Wait, were they making fun of you because that was incorrect, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he used the sun, obviously.
I was going to say, yeah.
The glasses, yeah.
That's what I thought.
magnifying.
Well.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. You should be ashamed.
Not my brightest moment.
Ouch. Ouch. How many hours how many minutes were left in the class? Because if it was at the end, it's not that bad. But if it's the beginning,
I don't remember that.
No, but if it's at the end, that's the last thing everybody remembers from the class.
Oh yeah, if it's this Friday at 2:30.
Oh God, now you guys are really analyzing this.
All right, Prince Phillip died today, and
oh my God, I thought you already did that.
No,
you got to look at the arrow. Follow the arrow.
I am looking at it. It's been on that.
Oh.
So
we remember Prince Phillip for
being Prince Phillip,
and then there was also that time that he did the
Prince Phillip thing.
That's right. That was it.
He was in on that from the beginning.
It was very Prince Phillip-y, I remember.
I mean,
so Phillip.
With all his work that he did as Prince Phillip.
Right.
Prince Phillip AF.
Right.
No, I mean, 99 years old, though. That's
a hell of a run.
Easy to not crowned king. I know that Queen Elizabeth did not make him king. But
she could have made him king, right? She could have said you're king.
But she was like, no.
Ballsy. I'll tell you what, that queen is cutthroat. She don't mess around.
She's got some
she's
backbone
savage.
there.
She's savage as fuck.
She's like, were you born into the family? No, not king. How black is that kid going to be? No, not prince. She's very...
Yikes.
It's a joke. I don't know if she said that.
You think he stuck around just for the interview? And then he was like, peace out.
I think he watched it and it was like, yeah, this family sucks. I'm out.
Yep.
Just cashed in his chips.
For sure. Was I the only one? Now, I don't know why I feel this way, but I would love to hear from the audience if they felt the same way. And I don't know why I thought this. Having known nothing about this.
And no offense to our British viewers, we don't know what we're talking about with Prince Philip. He may have done 100 million great things. We don't know.
All right, we don't have to apologize. People know we're joking.
I'm apologizing.
For Christ's sake. But I don't know why, but I thought that the Queen's husband died years ago and Prince Philip was like the stepdad. Like he just came in and that's why he wasn't king and that's why nobody ever heard from him ever.
Right. I think that's right. He's the second husband, I think.
Is he? No, I thought he was the father of all the
I have no clue. I do not know my British stuff.
Wow.
He's the Queen's husband.
I know, but is he the original husband?
You know what? I have no clue.
I have no clue.
That I'm not sure.
Wow. Okay, because my wife hold on a second. Is Prince Philip her first husband? Her only husband? Yeah, she said they were married for 74. Well, you heard her? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
74 years. Holy crap.
Yeah, so he was the original. So.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know that.
He was the OG.
I don't know what it was, but as soon as I like 15 years ago when you start to actually care and notice things, and I go, oh, that must be the second husband. Because like I just felt like he had no respect. He felt like Bruce Jenner to me in the Kardashian household. It's like, I know he's there. Right.
But
nobody gives a shit. He's got no power. He can't make any
until he turned into Caitlyn Jenner. Now,
right.
If Philip turned into Phyllis Jenner, I mean Phyllis.
Well, I'll tell you this. I definitely lost $100 on him never becoming Phyllis Jenner because I thought for sure that was going to happen, and it never did.
Oh well.
So, the only thing I can hope for is the bookie I made that bet with that he's dead. So that's my only hope right now.
Right. That's it.
Vaccine side effects. This was hilarious to me. So,
ooh, what was it?
You know, a lot of people send us, stuff like do your research and read something and all this stuff. So this one woman who was a do your research person sends me this article. This was a couple of days ago, I think, if yesterday or maybe the day before, I can't remember. But the headline of the article is side effects that Johnson & Johnson vaccine caused at Colorado site that got shut down.
Oh,
Catchy.
oh, okay.
Okay, so here's I'm gonna show people. April 8th, is that yesterday?
Oh,
That's
frozen.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So I get this email sent to me from this woman, and she's like, "Here, see, the vaccine's not so, side effects that Johnson & Johnson vaccine caused at the Colorado site. They shut down this site in Colorado where they were giving out the vaccine because people were having more than usual. People were having side effects." So I read this and I go, "Oh dear Lord, I wonder what happened." Okay. Third paragraph, I'm on the floor laughing hysterical. First paragraph, 11 people who suffered adverse reactions to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine prompted the closure of a vaccination site in Colorado as people experienced symptoms including nausea, dizziness. Nausea and dizziness. 2 people within that group were also taken to the hospital for further observation, the Denver Post reported, citing a statement from the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. 9 others, here's paragraph number 3. 9 others were treated with juice and water at the site.
Oh no! Shut it down. What is going on with the side effects?
That's kind of weird the way they phrased it, right? Isn't that weird? Like, oh, they
side effects.
fed them with juice and water.
I mean,
okay.
If that's the cure, the whatever the effects were not that serious.
Exactly. I mean, I read this thing and I'm going, first of all, I'm worried about the people. Then I get to that and I'm laughing hysterical and I'm like, I wonder what, I wasn't really concerned about the people too much, but more self-involved. But I wonder what this woman must have been thinking when she sent this to me, like, oh, I'm going to burn his ass.
She was thinking, I read a headline.
She definitely didn't read. Yeah, she didn't read it. She didn't read it at all.
But
I read a headline and I sent it to you.
It's the 3rd paragraph in, and they're not large paragraphs.
Yeah, well, come on.
You'd have to read the whole article in order to understand what the story's about. But
how is that even news? There you go.
All 3 vaccines, especially I think the Pfizer and the other one after you get the second shot, you're on your ass. It knocks you on your ass.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
But small price to pay. I'll take it.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. My family, a couple of people in my family got it. The second one, they were like, I was just out for the second day.
My parents, my in-laws got it. They both, the second day, the second shot, for a day. It's like a 24-hour thing.
They let your dad get it?
My dad, yeah.
Dear God, they're just giving this thing to anybody. Oh my God.
I mean, and the tracker is complete, right? After the second shot or no?
I think so.
I think as soon as you walk by any Apple product, it just goes on. Turns on.
It's Microsoft. It's
Microsoft, first of all.
Bill Gates. I'm sorry.
So sorry, Frank. You lose because you don't have an iPhone.
I was going to say
I have an iPad.
I was going to say that's why you're shut down for the whole day. If this was a Steve Jobs thing, you'd be right on your feet. But since it's Bill Gates, you're out for a day.
I'm talking to you on an iPad, by the way.
Allegedly.
When's your shot, Frank?
Monday, actually. This Monday.
Ooh.
Wow, how'd you get such a...
Where are you going for it?
About a half hour away. Not too far.
At like a CVS or something? Or at like the big site?
No, it's a big site. It's an arena.
Oh.
Listen, I know that...
He doesn't want to say it.
I know that...
Jones Beach.
No, it's not Jones Beach.
No, where the Islanders play.
Nope.
Oh, it is? Oh.
No, it's out east.
And an arena?
Yeah, like a small arena, not like a...
Southampton?
It's like
that's not half an hour.
I don't even know what arena.
The Stony Brook Arena? No, it doesn't matter. People don't care.
Yeah, who cares? Why are we?
I don't know why we got lost in this.
Jesus,
I was going to say, my wife went to go look for an appointment for us, and it was like, what, May? There was nothing open for May. You said May something.
We set it up last week, or a week and a half ago.
No, my family's like, you got to get it. I'm like, yeah, well, I don't get the urge. Like, I understand, like, we all have to get it, but my family is literally, it's like a basketball game to them. They're like, you got to get it. I'm like, It's not.
I mean, yeah, if you're old and you have a sickness, that's a different story. You don't want to get as sick as you can if you get that sick. I get that. But if you're not, then I don't see an urgency.
I don't see the urgency of like, I got to get an appointment right now. Like, again, like I'm perfect. I'm healthy. Like I'll get my appointment and I'll go.
I mean, you have enough eyebrows for 4 people. You're healthy. You're good. You got this.
It's also about carrying it and passing it to people. But as long as everybody who can get sick really bad.
But I do. But I also don't see this. It's like if they were giving away $1,000.
But if they're vaccinated, then they won't get as sick.
They won't get as sick
because they're vaccinated, so they won't. They're fine.
Well, you don't know who out there is vaccinated and who isn't. You know your family, but
right. But
no, but
you're not coming into contact with old people, though.
My point is,
so it's not a huge rush. I'm saying, yeah.
Huge.
Talk, Anthony. Are we cutting you off?
No, I wasn't. That wasn't anger at you guys. That was anger at myself for interjecting in between you two, which I should just shut up and let you guys.
Oh, please
do your thing.
You froze, so I didn't get you.
What?
I said you froze.
Oh,
so I didn't even catch that.
No, I was gonna say I just don't understand the.
So Janine, it's the vaccine.
I don't understand.
I couldn't pass that up. Go ahead.
The urgency, because it's like Frank said, like there are people that really should get it. You know, even in like the younger demographics, and they're the ones I'm sure that are sucking up the appointments. And I'll wait my turn. I don't understand the big.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting it done. And, moving on and just getting it behind you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to check the site and get an appointment whenever I get one and go, and that'll be the end of it. People are like, oh, you got to go. Well, it's like, I'll get there. I'm going to go.
We'll get there. It's just,
are you still against it, Janine? Are you still not getting one?
I'm not.
You're getting one. I think you're lying.
I'm not. Listen, I am not. Here's the thing. Here's my thinking. If you get the vaccine, right? As an older person or as a person who has like underlying conditions that can make you sick once you get a sickness like that, it's a different story. Yes, I get why they would get it. So supposedly it keeps you out of the hospital. It keeps you to a minimum cold or whatever, cold-like symptoms. For me, though, if I got it, that's the thing. I'm not scared of getting it.
I'm getting
it's not about you. It's not about
right. It's not about me, but if I'm with people who have those symptoms and they already had the vaccine, then I don't feel like I should get it. Well,
I know, but you understand
that
if everybody thinks this is the way that you do.
Exactly. Well, that's the whole thing. I actually was reading a whole blog on that, and people were going back and forth. Wait, was it Reddit that I was reading it on? Going back and forth about it. But I mean, I kind of do. Here's the thing, too. I don't get the flu shot.
That doesn't matter.
There's people who do get that.
This isn't the flu.
The problem with the vaccine.
More people.
The problem with the vaccine is if a majority of people don't get it, it doesn't work because it'll keep just flying.
It's like the mumps. We're all vaccinated, most of us against the mumps.
Yeah.
And smallpox, which is why you don't see it anymore. But then there are people
it doesn't exist.
who don't get vaccinated.
Trust me when I tell you.
There's an outbreak of the mumps.
Take this to the bank. Janine will be vaccinated. I guarantee it. It may take until the Britney tour gets announced, and the only way she can go is by having one of them little cards. But believe you me, it'll happen.
Yeah,
God, the pressure.
She'll be pissed. She'll be like, I can't believe I got to get this fucking thing I don't want to get for Britney, but it's fucking Britney, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wouldn't you rather wipe it out so that nobody can get it?
I mean, but the thing is, you can't completely eradicate a virus.
Sure you can.
No. That's why the flu is still around. Hello?
No,
polio's gone.
Well, but that you're talking about decades, which that's what it's going to take to make this next to nothing.
But if we're crawling as opposed to running, if we're crawling there as opposed to running, it's going to take longer.
Here's what I don't understand, Janine. It's really no skin off your ass if you. I'm in the same boat. It's no skin off my ass if I get it. So what's the hesitation?
I just think that so I'm not against vaccines, obviously. But the vaccines that you and I had and that our kids have been around for a long time. So we don't really know the effects of it because it hasn't been that long. We don't even know how long this shot lasts. That's the whole thing too. Like, are we going to have to get it every 6 months? Are we going to have to get it every year? Are you going to have to get it every 2 years? They just don't know that yet.
Right.
So once the first, and I was reading about this too, once the first person who gets it after they're vaccinated, then they're going to have to set a rule for that. Meaning, like, if someone gets it after 8 months, guess what? Now you're going to have to get it after 8 months.
So then we get it after 8 months.
That'll set the precedent on it, of course.
Which is kind of annoying because
oh, here we go. It's all annoying. God forbid you be inconvenienced.
Go ahead, let her talk. Go
ahead. It's kind of like, well, okay, like you said, if people have the same thinking as I do, the problem is a lot of people think the way that I do. And
yes, you correctly identified that as a problem.
If there was, so they want like so many people vaccinated, right?
Everyone. They want everyone vaccinated.
If they want, I think it's 80%, right?
80% is the mathematical number that's thrown around for it to be very effective of cutting down the virus.
The problem here is I don't know what the percentages of that people want to be, but they're not nearly where they want them to be. And that's why it's a problem. And also, here in New York, like, you know, obviously, like you just said, it's hard to get an appointment. Imagine how many people, if everybody wanted to do it, you wouldn't get this vaccination for a long time.
What?
Well, no, that's not true because they mobilized the National Guard or whatever to
they're doing thousands a day.
Right, but it's still not enough. There's still not enough. Right, but it's like you just said, you're not getting an appointment until May, at least.
We went online last week. I'm going Monday, a week and a half.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, they don't have the power right now to do what. That's why they're starting the campaign too, like, because they want people to get vaccinated.
Oh, for sure. They have to. There's so much going on the internet that's not true. They have to run advertising campaigns to get people to get this.
Yeah, they got to come out ahead of this stuff.
Yeah,
and it's not going to hurt. I mean, the benefits outweigh whatever.
That's how I feel about it. Again, it's no skin off my ass. You stick me with the thing, I go home. If everybody's better for it, great. Who gives a shit? And even if it doesn't work at all, I still, again, it's nothing. It's no skin off my ass. I have no fear that
that's a lot of skin.
And by next year,
it's a lot of ass. What?
Like next year, they'll have it in stock. You'll be able to get it just like you get the flu shot if you need to.
Well, as the story goes, they got plenty of this crap left over in Texas because nobody down there is taking
nobody wants it down there either.
They're like, screw this, we are Texas. And the story today is that the Texas Republican Party chairman, Alan West, is suggesting that Texas could secede from the United States of America.
No.
What's
wrong with these people?
Now, people are saying that he falsely suggested that Texas could, which I find interesting because theoretically, seceding from the like anybody, you're not prevented from doing that. You can do it. It's like saying that you can't leave a relationship or you can't get to, like you could absolutely do it. It won't be recognized, but you can do it.
Leaving a relationship isn't treason.
Yeah. By the way, this just makes me want to watch Lincoln again. That movie is so friggin' good.
Oh, I never saw that movie.
Oh, Daniel Day-Lewis is a.
I love Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember it too well. But the beginning, when he's being quoted his own speech, did that really happen? Do you remember that?
I don't know if that specifically happened.
Google it.
All right.
I know. What do I look like?
A little cinematic to me, like they did it for the movie.
He did visit troops on the.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
But anyway,
movie moment, though.
Interestingly enough, as the Confederate States of America had their own constitution, their own capital, president, vice president, whatever, the United States never, ever, ever throughout the entire time officially recognized them as a separate sovereign nation. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
But that's...
Thank you, Mr. History Teacher.
In fact,
that's what stopped them from seceding.
This was in the movie, and Lincoln did say this. He believed that it wasn't the states that were in rebellion, yet the citizens inside of those states that were in a rebellious state. Ooh. So very interesting the way that was all kind of put together. But I digress. He is basically saying, and I also feel like we go through this every 10 or 15 years where Texas is like, we're going to leave. We don't like what's going on here. And this is not the first time we've heard the Texas secession story in our history. They've been talking about this for years. I feel like we should maybe just let them go already. Like, let's just
let them go.
Let's let them go and see what happens.
I want to go to Texas. I want to go to Texas. So
then who are the Republicans going to complain about? They're going to be like, oh, the Texans are coming in and taking our jobs.
Well, what's interesting, though, is that that's funny, Frank.
Thank you.
I was so worried about saying my own point. I missed the opportunity to laugh at that.
Oh.
But what I find really interesting is without Texas, no Republican wins the presidency forever. Like that is, you need those.
You definitely need Texas
electoral votes in order to have a Republican president. So
yeah. See you later, Texas.
It is kind of incredibly stupid for a Republican Party chairman to suggest that Texas should secede from the Union. But
dum-dums.
I digress. The only thing that would make me sad about this is losing the barbecue, to be perfectly honest with you. That's the only good Texas does me.
That
really?
Plus, I think the country would just look weird on a map. It had that big chunk in the middle missing.
It would look a little odd, and we'd have to reprint all the American, flags all over again.
We'd be back to 49. Hey, if we put Puerto Rico in for Texas,
that's
keep
the
it
move.
At 50.
Yeah, that's the yeah. I would do that. If I was the president, I'd be like, look, I don't know if they want to be a state or if we really want them, but I'm not going to be reprinting all these flags. So they're in, and Texas is out, and we just soldier on. We just keep going.
Puerto Rico in, Texas out. Everybody's happy.
Doesn't make a difference. And if Puerto Rico really didn't want to do it, then I just buy one of those islands down there that everybody seems to be able to get so easily.
Washington, D.C. becomes its own state.
Yeah.
We got choices. Guam.
Oh, Guam.
Guam's an American territory. We'll turn them into a state.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. They talk about Long Island becoming their own state too.
Yep.
That's the same thing. Long Island and Texas.
Yep.
Yeah, but at least they're talking about it being its own state, not its own country.
Oh, true. I forgot. That is a difference. Yeah.
That is a big difference.
Maybe Long Island should be our own country. Beat Texas to the punch.
I mean, we should do that first.
Can we be self-sustaining as our own country?
I'm not sure.
I don't know how many cattle farms we have.
What if Texas joined Mexico? That might be the move.
And we call it Texaco?
Yeah.
Like, someone's got the patent on that.
I'll show you.
Isn't that a chain of gas station?
That has a patent on that already. It's better than Mexis, though.
Oh, God.
We do import things from other countries, so we could still import the barbecue.
Sigh from your wife?
Yeah, she hates this episode. She hates this episode.
Okay. Me too. I have no idea what I'm talking
about. Let's move to DMX.
Let's move to DMX. See, in Texas, DMX would already have a statue honoring him. In the United States of America, we're behind on this. That's why I think Texas Nation would be great.
Sure.
DMX died. Janine, are you okay?
I mean, I can't believe this. I am really this is a tough week for me.
It is.
Really tough week, okay?
Why is it tough? Yeah, but you got the eyebrows now. You're golden. You should be having or is it because you lost DMX on eyebrow week?
Wait, what was what happened the rest of the week?
I'm still reeling from the last Shameless episode. Today I cried again watching it because I have to go back and watch it. DMX not happy about the news.
Yeah, it's not good.
And then my husband accidentally hit foreheads before, but I hit my eyebrow into his forehead.
Oh, is it? If you didn't watch the last podcast or listen to the last podcast, Janine got eyebrow tattoos. So to catch everybody up, so is it sensitive?
Is micro shading.
Oh, I'm sorry, micro shading.
Micro shading, micro blading.
Okay.
It's both of those, or it's one or the other?
It's both. It's both.
Okay.
But it's like a tattoo eyebrow.
Yeah, it's yes.
Is it sensitive like a tattoo? You've got regular tattoos. Is it the same kind of pain?
Yeah, worse.
Worse.
Because it's on my face.
They say, I don't have any tattoos, but they say if you get a tat by a bone, it's horrifically painful.
Yeah, so since it's like, my eye bone, whatever it's called.
Skull.
It doesn't look swollen or red or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It is.
It is. A little bit. It still is swollen a little bit to me.
All
So,
right.
well, now I know I could probably just endure any tattoo on my body that I want to get, because this is probably the worst one.
I'm sure they'll tell you stories about worse than your face.
Well,
I don't know.
People get tattoos on their penis, don't they?
I'm sure they do. You know, what I can't imagine being comfortable is the lip. People get it inside their lip.
Yeah.
That's got
Yeah, my friend got that. Yeah, I know. How do you even... Oh.
How does that... Did your friend say how bad it was?
No. She didn't get... She said it wasn't
She
bad.
hasn't been able to talk since.
Hi, boop.
Talking about the inner lip tattoo.
Did she say it was painful? No, she said...
She drooled a lot when she tried to say it.
I don't know what she said. But yeah, I mean, DMX, so we actually
DMX.
played a few songs after dinner before.
Did you? That is nice dinner music, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I, we went out for some fast food. And on the way, a local station was playing all DMX, so we just blasted it.
Nice.
Wow.
So we were in the car
Frank?
for like an hour. It was great. We went to PDQ, actually.
Did she do something to you? Nothing. Oh, okay.
Yes. But we blasted DMX the whole way and the whole way back.
Do you want to hear
DMX.
the Breakfast Club put together like a tribute, like a minute of him just like talking on the show? Do you want to hear it?
Can we play it?
Yeah. Yeah, we gave him credit.
Cool.
I will say this. I love the guy's voice. Like, he just has such a unique, like, we talked about this last time, his growling and everything, but
you just know who and I found out the reason why he used all dog sounds in his music.
Oh,
it's really sad.
Janine's going to tell us after we play this clip.
Yeah, play it.
Here's the clip. This is a super cut of DMX on the Breakfast Club, which is Hot 97 or Power 105? Power 105. Thanks, Frank.
Which is who was doing the tribute today.
Here
you listen to.
You were listening to Power 105?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait until I tell Lars Ulrich. Okay.
He listens.
Yeah. I'm bringing what I've always brought. You know what I'm saying? Which is, integrity to rap. I've been able to touch just one person. Then I've done something wonderful with my life. I mean, a lot of people are afraid of honesty. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid to show who they are, because they think it, makes them look weak or whatever, or, well, we all have flaws, man. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who tries to act like they don't, it's full of, well, you know what they're full of. Whenever I went through something, it brought me closer to God. Mm-hmm. And I stayed in the something. So now I'm closer to God. But being closer is hard. The attacks get stronger, become much harder to fight, and they last longer. That's what it's always been. Joy with the pain, dark with the light, sun with the rain. But with the right perspective, there can be something to gain. Look for the good and the bad, not the sun when it rains.
I mean, Mr. Deeds would just be so blown away. It's a Hallmark card.
Freaking love it.
Yeah.
I tell you, I don't know much about his personal life or anything, but he just always, whenever I hear him talk anything, he always seems like a genuinely nice person. He just doesn't seem like a jerk, one of these celebrities that he doesn't want to deal with anybody. He always seemed like, someone who's a very personable person.
Yeah.
And takes the time with his fans and everything.
Was he ever in major trouble? I mean, did he get arrested for something, or am I mistaking him for something else?
I don't know.
It might have been drug charges years ago.
Did they ever?
Because he's 50.
Yeah,
he's 50. So
50.
Did he have a history of drug? Is it a lot of? Did they find out if the drug thing was for real? Did the drugs cause the heart attack?
They never. Yeah. I mean, he did have a hard life growing up. He was left alone a lot. I don't know if his mom really wanted him. But the dog thing,
no.
this is kind of heartbreaking.
No.
So when he was young and he didn't really have anyone, he used to make friends with the local dogs in the neighborhood. And that's why he said, I guess he when he was with them, he didn't feel alone.
That's
So
nice.
so he would use, like, I guess, give props to the dogs in his music, which is really sad too.
That is sad.
Hey, Anthony, why don't you rip on Janine for bringing up dogs and how sad, it is?
Yeah, Janine, I just lost a dog. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, no, if I brought it up, though.
I wish I had a dog to be friends with.
Right?
There he is, the man.
Yeah, and you going on and on about your stupid TV show. I lost DMX and a dog in the last month, okay?
That's true. We didn't think about Anthony's feelings during this whole thing.
Yeah.
Never.
R.I.P. DMX.
When he screams, "Where are my dogs at?" I break into tears twice.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, this was
He's a cool looking dude, though. The shaved head and the,
Yeah, he was a cool dude.
He's a cool looking dude.
He was cool.
I'm surprised that one strap on the what do they call those? The overalls didn't catch on a bit more. We didn't.
Right.
I feel like that was a '90s thing. That was a big thing.
Yeah, I feel like we should have all worn one strap overalls for this episode, and we didn't.
If I had a pair of overalls,
or just kept barking. Oh.
Do you own a pair? Anybody here own a pair of overalls?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Do they even sell them anymore?
For kids.
Kosh bagash.
How fucking old are you?
Eat me.
What was it like to be around when Lincoln was president?
He was a good guy. Nothing bad to say about the man.
He did seem nice. Well, I hope Lincoln and DMX are getting along well together.
Oh my God.
I'd love to sit at that table.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be great.
Oh. And Lincoln's like, what the fuck do you keep barking for, dude?
Lincoln would be flinching because of the whole, bullet thing to the back of the head.
God, too soon. Too soon.
Really? Is it though? I mean, he's been got a while.
160 years, too soon. No good.
I am on the record of saying that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be president of these United States at some point.
God.
I certainly hope not.
And the story today is:
do you smell?
46% of Americans would support a presidential run from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
They didn't ask me.
Well,
but you know what? If
Frank,
he's running,
would you vote for him? Would you vote for him?
It depends.
If he was a Republican, would you vote for him? If he was a Republican,
I'd have to hear
what
his policies are.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't.
I can't stand.
You voted for a Republican before?
Yes, I have.
By accident once.
Who?
Okay. A Republican.
Who was the Republican?
Yeah, who was it?
The first time I ever voted, I was somewhat Republican, and I kind of regret it. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I voted for W.
I knew it.
You hypocritical son of a bitch.
I know. You know what?
Well, how is that hypocritical?
He's going to go back to be. He's going to go back to being a Republican.
This was before I was woke.
First of all, George W. is like so cute. Okay, let's just get that out of there.
I will never understand your thing for old guys. I will never get it.
Going on?
He was good. I really do think 9/11. 9/11.
It's hard to. Yeah, I don't know. Never mind.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I just thought that he was when he cried on TV. Ooh, wow. Okay, thanks, Gates. Thanks, Gates.
Yep.
We lost today's picture.
This is what happens.
When he cried on TV, what?
During his night, the night of 9/11, of course I cried with him. But I was like, oh my God, he got it.
Well, it didn't take much to get it. Then you compare it with, let's see, our last president.
Oh God!
The week of 9/11, was bragging that his building was the tallest now. That was his sensitive take on it. So how do you feel about him? You like him though?
Well, I never said I liked him.
No, actually, Janine never said she would. You didn't find him attractive, right?
You voted for him.
Which is odd because they all fucking look alike to me. I couldn't pick either one of them.
You don't think George W. looks different?
No, crusty old white guy. I can't even tell the difference.
True.
Well,
he's not orange. I'll give you that.
Good point. There's a kicker to this, as we call it in the business. There's a kicker here. Not only would 46% of the country support a presidential run from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but the poll found that 29% would support campaigns by both Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for president and actor Matthew McConaughey for Texas governor.
That one's not bad. I might vote for him. I would love to see. I can't vote for him, but Matthew McConaughey at least is active politically.
All right. This is what we're going to do.
Could go down to Texas and film the movie Contact. That's going to be great.
Vote for me.
All right.
And everybody gets a Lincoln.
Playing the bongos naked.
I like to drive my Lincoln. It's going to be all right.
I mean, the campaign commercials alone would just be
the Saturday Night Live. It's good. They would eat it up.
Yeah.
That's what we want it for.
Feels like the end of the Republic coming soon, though, doesn't it? Like, I feel like, what do we got left? 80, 120 years?
Yeah, we'll be gone.
Exactly. Who cares?
We'll be heads in jars at that point.
In addition to Johnson, the poll asked responders to weigh in on whether a number of other celebrities should run for president. A presidential run from Angelina Jolie had the support of 30%, while 27% supported Oprah and another 22% supported Tom Hanks.
Just because you're popular and a nice person doesn't mean you'd make a good president.
But I feel like 40% of the country votes for exactly that, Frank.
Yeah, it's true.
Like a nice person.
The last one wasn't even a nice person, and they voted for just because he was popular.
Right. Well, that's the whole thing. Like, it's not really about that anymore. It's not about real politics. But Tom Hanks is part of QAnon anyway, so you know what? I'll leave him.
I'm surprised. Is anybody else surprised that Oprah's not more into being president?
Yeah.
I'm surprised she's not more. I would have thought she's so driven. I feel like.
Yeah, but she doesn't need to do anything else. I mean,
none of these people need to do any of this.
That's true. But she was never really politically driven, right?
I don't think
not.
so.
I mean, I wouldn't go into politics if that seems miserable. That's like a miserable existence.
Bye. No thanks.
I absolutely 1,000,000,000% love this Chris Meloni story that we're going to talk about. But first, we got to hit Tucker Carlson.
He's another winner.
Frank, you got the audio for this of what he said?
I could bring it up.
Was this today or yesterday?
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Nice. Well done.
Nice. Well, yeah, very good.
Well played.
I don't know. I'm gonna let me get the article for you.
Talk amongst yourself.
All right, go ahead.
I have not heard about him.
Janine and I on Monday's episode spoke about streaming her watching Shameless, and we said it was going to happen, and then we haven't talked about it since. So
we haven't.
Would put it at 50-50 if it actually happens, but I'm bringing it up now just to say that if it does happen, make sure you guys are following us on YouTube because that's where we're going to do it. If
you want to cry along with me, sure.
Yeah. If you want to watch Shameless with Janine, she's not going to, I don't think you're going to read the chat or anything. You're just going to watch the show. People are going to see your reaction to so you could watch along with Janine. If you're watching Shameless, you put Janine on second screen while you're watching Shameless, and now you got a friend to watch Shameless with.
Yeah.
If we wind up doing it. So.
Because you know what I've been doing the whole week is going back and seeing like what the best episodes were and watching bits and pieces or full episodes of the show of the whole 11 years.
Yeah. How many times did you watch the second to last episode this week? More than twice? You admitted to 2 times.
More than twice. And the last scene, I've probably watched the last scene about 15 times now.
Wow.
You watched that as much as I've watched the last scenes of Rogue One. Actually, I've seen that scene like 100 times at least.
Really?
If you're a Star Wars fan, you know.
I mean, it's a good scene, but let me ask you something.
The last 5 minutes of Rogue One is like amazing.
You put that on for like foreplay with you and your wife?
Oh, that's nice.
She puts it on for me.
Oh, and you're like, I'm ready to go now.
We break out I got the Darth Vader lightsaber.
Want to see my Rogue One? Want to see my Rogue One?
Do you have
around here somewhere?
Frank's got a lightsaber.
Yes, I have a lightsaber.
Frank.
Doesn't work though.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
It needs to see Alice. No, it's the
your
battery.
Lightsaber doesn't work.
I had batteries in it, and they were old batteries, and they screwed up the whole thing.
That's what she said. Oh, Frank, I've been there. Believe me.
We're less than a month away from May the 4th. Does anything special happen on that day? Does your wife do anything nice for you, like some stormtrooper lingerie or something?
Well, one time we actually went on vacation during that weekend a couple of years ago. We went to this place in Pennsylvania that they had. It was a whole Star Wars themed weekend. It was awesome. They did it over May the 4th, and they had costume contests. We dressed up.
No, you
trivia.
did not.
It was it was awesome.
I've not seen a picture from this weekend. Have you, Janine?
Oh, there were no pictures taken.
I need to see pictures.
I don't know if we have any. Oh, we have some pictures, but they're not. We don't have anything with our costumes or anything. But there's.
Are you a closeted cosplay person? You don't want to come out of the closet?
No, I would tell you. We just did it for that one thing, and it wasn't. Yeah. The costumes weren't like elaborate or anything. We were. I mean, you're not going to know who they are. We were Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, which is Luke was being taken care of by his aunt and uncle. So we were them. So we were just in robes. Okay. We had a little baby doll, and we had some blue milk, which is the big thing in Star Wars. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, obviously, yes, I do know that, Frank.
Cool.
But how was that orgy? How was the orgy?
It was from a galaxy far, far. It was great. Great orgy. Wonderful orgy. The Ewoks made it a little weird, but other than that.
Well. I don't know how many subscribers we're losing by the.
I think we're gaining.
We just lost 350.
Star Wars is I don't know what you see. You two don't understand how huge Star Wars is.
No, I get it.
Okay, listen. This guy doesn't like them really, or like he's not interested in them. Me though, I always liked it from when I was little.
Okay, you understand.
I'm definitely not as big as a fan as you are, but I cannot wait to go to Disney World.
I would love to.
Yes.
That'd be great.
I would go to that.
It seems so cool.
I just think the most embarrassing part of your story was that you actually went to Pennsylvania for this. There's something sad about that to me.
It's a great place.
Like if you're like, we went to the Javits or there was a party in the city, I would get it. But you drove to fucking Pennsylvania?
It's like,
we had a week. It's like a campgrounds place. Not camping, but like cabins and stuff. It was nice.
It would have to be.
Okay.
Did you guys all put your keys in one jar and whoever picked the other keys?
Lightsabers. They put their lightsabers in the middle and the girls go and pick them out.
Yes, that's what we did.
I'm sorry. I laughed a little too hard at that one. Back to Tucker.
All right, Tucker, Frank, you got that audio?
I got it. So Tucker, being a gigantic asshole racist, said some gigantically asshole racist shit. So here we go.
Oh, Frank is cursing.
Sounds like you editorialized a little there.
I may have, but I think you'd agree. So here we go.
I'm laughing because this is one of about 10 stories that I know you've covered where the government shows preference to people who have shown absolute contempt for our customs, our laws, our system itself, and they're being treated better than American citizens. Now, I know that the left and all the little gatekeepers on Twitter become literally hysterical if you use the term replacement, if you suggest that the Democratic Party is trying to replace the current electorate, the voters now casting ballots, with new people, more obedient voters from the third world. But they become hysterical because that's what's happening, actually. Let's just say it, that's true. If this was happening in your house, if you were in 6th grade, for example, and without telling you, your parents adopted a bunch of new siblings and gave them brand new bikes and let them stay up later and help them with their homework and gave them twice the allowance that they gave you, you would say to your siblings, I think we're being replaced by kids that our parents love more. And it would be kind of hard to argue against you because look at the evidence. So this matters on a bunch of different levels, but on the most basic level, it's a voting rights question. In a democracy, one person equals one vote. If you change the population, you dilute the political power of the people who live there. So every time they import a new voter, I become disenfranchised as a current voter. So I don't understand why we don't understand this. I mean, everyone wants to make a racial issue out of it. Ooh, the white replacement theory. No. This is a voting rights question. I have less political power because they're importing a brand new electorate. Why should I sit back and take that? The power that I have as an American guaranteed at birth is one man, one vote, and they're diluting it. No, they're not allowed to do that.
So it's, if you were born here, then you have all the rights you want. But unless you were born here, sorry, you can't come here and vote. What a piece of garbage.
What is that in regards to, though?
Immigration. He just doesn't want people coming in, and he's saying replacement.
Stealing votes?
He's saying replacement. He doesn't want the culture of America being replaced by other countries. That's what he's talking about, because he's a giant asshole. So
there's a lot of immigrants who don't vote, so I don't know where he would.
Sorry, it just opened again.
I also it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I kind of understand what he's trying to say, but like that if you
I understand what he's saying, but
but
it's
if
racist and it's stupid. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I want to hear you justify this.
I'm not justifying.
God.
Listen, I'm not going to say anything else more on this. So
you're so mad. You're so angry.
How everybody who watches this asshole isn't outraged is ridiculous. People watch him and go, "Yeah, he's right. Good for him."
Yeah,
why should people come here and replace us? That's the whole. They literally chanted the whole replacement thing with. I'm not going to. It's a whole. That's a race. It's a famous racist term, and he's saying it and using it to push his anti-immigration.
What's a famous racist term?
Yeah, what's a famous racist term?
Replacement. They did the whole Jews will not replace us thing. It's the idea of people coming into your country.
Who said
and replacing
that?
you.
Was that
was the whole Charlottesville?
The Charlottesville thing? Okay, I do remember that.
And it's a whole Nazi, chant. So the replacement thing, they're worried about their culture being taken away and replaced by outside influence and outside countries. So it's like, no, you're afraid of, I don't know, people that aren't white, and that's what you're saying. So
doesn't he know that the country will always be ruled by old white men? Hello.
I don't think for that much longer.
Well, what I was going to say before I was brutally attacked.
Fuck you.
Brutally.
What I was going to say is I understand where he's trying to go.
What?
Meaning that like the more people you put in, you dilute like the thing, but that doesn't make sense because then he says one man, one vote. Like you still have that.
You do still have that.
You're
one.
not.
Number two,
you can't
people
dilute.
Are adding people every day by giving birth. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll leave.
I can't finish the thought.
Wait until he finds out my father's an immigrant.
Oh my God! Wait, hold on. I got to text Tucker.
Everybody's ancestors are immigrants. So
right. Well, there's always that.
Well, my father is specifically one. So
there you go.
Yeah, but I mean, but what I'm saying is you it's impossible to dilute something if each of those entities maintain the vote. You get one vote.
Exactly.
He would be correct if an immigrant came here and then my vote counted for half a vote, then you'd be 100%. If I have to share my vote with that guy, then that makes sense. But I still have my vote, so that doesn't make any sense to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, and that's why he's trending on Twitter now, because of this bullshit. And it's every week. He says something ridiculous like this every week, and every week everybody has to go, you see?
Well, you got to get those ratings.
What we're talking about.
It's hard to get those ratings. You know what I'm saying? If you're not saying outrageous shit.
No, you could get ratings by, you don't have to be an asshole to get ratings.
Actually, maybe he's onto something, because I don't know if you know this, but I own 1/1 billionth of a Bitcoin. It's all I could afford right now. So maybe we should treat votes like Bitcoin.
Oh, good idea.
Right?
How are we doing that?
Like we all get a little piece of it. Like we don't get a full vote.
That's what she said.
Let's be honest.
Full vote.
We haven't been exactly treating our votes with the respect that they deserve anyway.
Most people do.
We're sitting here going, I'd vote for the wrestler guy. He's good. I like it.
I never said that.
Well,
and he gets a vote, and he gets a vote.
Yeah.
And you get a vote, and you get a vote.
Yeah. It's very, again, the country was built on immigrants. We're all immigrants, right? And it's
not all.
It's nobody's replacing. Yeah, it's besides Native American. The country, you're not being replaced by anyone. So cut that bullshit out. You know, people coming here to this country have every right to if they want to. Just like you have a right to, if you want to live in France, you apply, you go to live in France.
All right.
So it's not being replaced.
And here's the thing. To effectively, let's play a game. Let's play Tucker. Tucker has a point. Let's play this game.
I'm not going to like this game.
If we were to indulge what he's saying, there's 350 million people in the country.
Give or take.
Let's say that we're split 50-50, right?
Mm-hmm.
Democrats, Republicans. So that's 175 million people on each side.
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume also, and as we saw in the last election, this is actually not true, that most immigrant new people to the country, Latino voters, so on and so forth, are voting Democrat, which that was showing that's trending actually the other direction, that a lot of the Latino voters voted for Trump. But let's say that they are, to go along with Tucker's argument. You're talking about an insane amount of people that would have to come in order for what he is saying to actually happen. Because if you want to quote unquote dilute 175 million votes, how many more people would you have to add to the Democratic side to actually legitimately make that happen?
But the point is, you have to go back a step and say, what are you actually talking about? You're not adding people to the country doesn't, it shouldn't affect what you think about the voting process. You should be, people add people to the country every day by giving birth to new people. People become 18 every year. That's called adding people to.
If we have to stop anybody from getting the right to vote, it's those 18-year-olds. They are a problem.
Yeah. Why are they a problem?
Very stupid. I don't know if you've talked to an 18-year-old recently.
They have no clue what they're talking about.
Very dumb. Yeah. I happen to know a couple of them that decided to date Matt Gaetz, or 17, or I don't know what the age of them. It's not the point. The point is that they're very confused at that age.
I don't think they had any decision-making power in that. So,
by the way, just before we started this show, the latest on Matt Gaetz was they were able to prove that he Venmo'd his creepy friend an amount of money, and that just a few hours later, his creepy friend Venmo'd he Venmo'd 2 payments of $900 to this guy, and then the guy Venmo'd 3 girls, and it equaled out to be $1,800 just a few hours later.
What do you think for?
I think he needed 4 for a round of golf. What do you think?
It's just amazing to me, the digital trail that people just go, oh, this shouldn't be a problem.
It's Venmo. You could see it. If you have it, you could see what your friends are doing. Dumb.
Yeah. Legitimately, the hardest laugh I had all week was this Chris Meloni story. I mean,
I love this.
You laughed hard and I got hard. So let's go.
Yikes.
Can we just talk?
Let's just talk.
This?
Can we talk? What is that? An old SNL bit? Isn't that a Mike Myers?
Can we just talk?
Go ahead.
No, that's
talk.
That's what's her name? It's a comedian. What's her face?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, darling, can I talk?
Yeah, didn't Mike Myers do that shtick? Anyway, go ahead, Janine. Sorry.
No, that's what's her. Oh, damn it.
When you're the one who sent this, right?
I put it in the group chat.
Okay, first of all, I analyzed this picture for about a good 15 minutes because I thought maybe it was an angle, it was off, there was something in the background. No, that's his ass. And
yeah, Chris Meloni has a healthy, would you say voluptuous?
Yes.
Big rumpus.
He's got a rumpus.
He's like
junk in that trunk, baby.
Damn.
Joan Rivers is who I was thinking of.
You know what you could do? You could put a drink on his ass.
Do we have the picture?
Yeah.
He's got that. He should do. I think this would be fantastic if he did. That Kim Kardashian photo shoot with the champagne.
The champagne on her rear end. Yeah.
Look, Frank is so excited. His wiener just touched the microphone.
I know.
You guys all heard that, right? Okay.
You missed the beginning of the show where that happened like 3 times.
Oops.
But yeah, I think he should do that champagne Kim Kardashian photo shoot. Do you have
why not?
the photo of him?
Yeah, this is the photo. He's on the set of a Law and Order shoot, and this is the photo that got it all started. Sorry for those that are listening.
That's insane. That can't be real, right?
That's his rear end.
Does he get shot in the butt in an episode, and those are like big blood packs?
No, he's got a big voluptuous pack. Okay, do you want to know the line that made me laugh hysterical?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, I saw it, but go ahead.
So this tweet comes out, and then obviously people start, tweeting after it, and this person tweeted this exact phrase: "The fucking wagon on this dude is ridiculous."
That is a fantastic way to put that.
I've never in my life heard somebody refer to an ass as a wagon.
That's amazing.
But just because you can't really tell inflection in text, but when you read this, you can't help but read the fucking wagon on this dude is ridiculous.
So
Anthony,
it
is.
You make up the image that represents each of our episodes. If that ass isn't like the main part of the image, I will lose all faith in your.
Or me biting skills. It like this.
And Janine biting it.
Okay, here's what I don't get, and this is going to come off as not good for me, I don't think. But
that's good.
Because
for every time you set up something like this.
But I feel like straight women and gay men might be confused or offended by this. A man's rear end, I get how a guy is this just a terrible old way of looking, because I see girls' rear ends are beautiful, but a guy's rear end to me.
Well, you don't like. How many parts of the guy are you attracted to? Women find that stuff, and
I'm attracted to their minds. First of all, that's what's the most attractive to me.
Their minds.
No, but I don't. I hear girls and gay guys go, "Oh, he's got a cute tushy." Like it's always kind of a weird. I don't know. I feel like.
First of all, I'm not a 65-year-old Jewish woman saying tushy.
Look at that tuchus.
Can we talk? He's got a cute tushy. Okay.
Oh. Can we talk? I want to tap that ass.
But I'm saying, I hear girls, guys, talk about his 6-pack or muscles, eyes. He's cute. You don't hear the rear end, the wagon, if you will, come up a lot. But some people do.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
Yeah, I'm trying to gain insight into because I find men, particularly the one talking right now, very disgusting. So I'm trying to understand what it's like to not be that way.
No, I like asses on a guy.
You like an ass on a guy?
That's important. That's important to me.
I mean, to be fair, there's not much on a guy to be like, wow, But what else is there?
But you're making my point, Frank. See, because you're spoken like a true straight guy, but gay guys and straight women don't feel that way. We just can't see the world from those lenses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're like a guy's ass. I don't even,
No, it's important.
It's got to be like the way we like a girl's ass. It's got to be similar.
It's true, but
I feel very uncomfortable hearing Frank talk about a girl's ass. I don't even know why. Okay.
But it's just weird. We talk about a girl's chest. We talk about a girl. I feel like if a guy's looking at a chick, right? I feel like what are the
ass,
top two? Right.
Tits.
It's boobs and ass. That's our top two things.
And sometimes they look at the front too, which is disgusting. If you can see it. See it, yep. Sometimes they'll look at the front too, if you can see it.
A little camel toe action you're referring to?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
I got you. If you could see
front
it.
But I feel like those are the two big attributes that we look at on a woman. The ass on a guy, I feel like it's not really up there. Like I said, muscles, 6-pack.
It's whatever sticks out.
Bulge. The John Hamm situation.
That's
exactly.
John Hamm is what people are attracted to.
The
Boobs,
perfect
butts.
man. I'm building the perfect man, and so far,
my wife's looking at me like,
Chris
"What the hell are you?"
Meloni's ass.
Yeah.
And John Hamm's front.
Right.
See, it's whatever sticks out. I think is for a guy or a girl. We're attracted to whatever sticks out on a girl. They're attracted to whatever sticks out on a guy. I think it's whatever is when there's junk in that trunk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What you gonna do with all that junk? I almost started tweeting that to that picture, and I was like, let me stop.
I
But
think
yeah,
I'm
the
gonna
ass on
do
this
with all
guy
that.
is ridiculous, and I liked his response too.
Oh yeah,
What
he
was his
did.
response?
He had a response. Also, okay, I noticed this too in people's in the Twitter lingo. Is a rear end referred to as cake?
Yes.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Yeah, you talk about me.
You know what? I'm leaving.
Is that a common thing? I've never heard that before today.
Yes,
Wagon and
yes.
cake. I never heard.
Wagon, I've
You
never
never
heard.
hear
The
the song
is a
"Cake,
thing.
Cake, 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 Cake"? Put his name on it.
No.
No.
Okay, bye.
So is Cake by the Ocean referring to?
See, cake by the ocean means just sex by the ocean. That's what cake by
Yeah.
the ocean means.
All right.
Which I was famous for being disappointed by that. Did I ever tell you that story?
Oh, because you wanted cake. You wanted literal cake by the ocean.
Yeah, that was the point of the song. I'm like, the song is great. Cake by the ocean. They were talking about sex. I was like, cake would be
Yes.
better.
So the cake on this guy.
Yeah, so somebody tweeted, let me see here. Chris Meloni, you want to explain why you have so much cake? And
Yeah.
he tweeted, sure, big birthday, 6'0", big boy, 200 pounds, big cake.
I like it.
I feel like 60 years. We haven't. Nobody's noticed this before.
Well, also, he's 60. He looks phenomenal for his age.
Yeah, I would definitely. Oh, never mind.
You don't look at a guy unless he's over 60.
Is the fact that he's 60, Janine, more attractive to you? Is that more of a...
Yes.
Yeah.
Kinda. I'm not gonna lie. Kinda.
There you go.
Because if you could look like that at 60,
The guy looks good.
yeah,
He's bringing
you
it.
could get it. You could get it.
Chris Meloni. He's got that badunkadunk.
Yeah, but you know what? I always thought he was attractive.
Always?
Mm-hmm.
Even when he was like burning people in Oz?
Even better.
When he was the cook in Wet Hot American Summer, but you never saw
Oh
that.
God, no, probably not.
What was he the weird guy? Wasn't he a weird guy in something? He was in some
Well,
movie.
that he
for
was
like-
weird in that.
Was he weird in that?
Yeah, it was the cook.
I
He
don't
used to
know.
talk to
He
a
could
can
get
of
it.
what was it? A can of peas? I don't remember. The can of peas was like, or a can of something voiced by John Benjamin, and he was talking to it. It was like his imaginary friend. He was a weird guy in that one.
He was a weird guy in something else too, where he was just in it for like 5 minutes, where they were on like a road trip or something. Was it Harold and Kumar?
Wait, let me ask you a question.
Maybe.
Wait,
He was on
Wait.
Scrubs a little bit. He was weird.
Yeah. Go
you're
ahead.
telling me that you, fam, this is specifically towards you.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
leave.
Frank probably does this too. You're telling me you don't like flaunt your ass in front of your wife, like you don't like pick something up bottomless in front of her.
Maybe as a goof,
Maybe-
but in
Maybe
no
spread
way.
your cheeks out a little bit.
In no way do I feel like my ass entices that woman. First of all, I can't. She disgusts me how into me she is. It's just disgusting to me.
I'll never get it.
I'll never understand it. I have a poor opinion of her for it. But no, I don't. I mean, I don't think.
Frank, do you?
He wasn't Harold and Kumar, by the way. Do I? Again, like a goof. It wouldn't be anything serious. if I
Frank,
did.
has your wife ever said? I mean, I'm sure she has, but
Yes.
is it ever been a predominant thing that your wife is like, "Oh, you have such a sexy ass" or something?
My wife has said that I look great from behind.
How many
Sure.
times? Okay, but
Thumbs up.
look, you've been together for like 10 years. I'm sure she's said it. My point is like how many
Is it something she likes?
like how many times has she complimented your rear end versus complimented other things about you? What's the ratio there is what I'm asking.
Oh, I don't know. How? I don't know.
Ask her.
She does a lot. How
Ask
often?
her.
They're asking how often compared to how often do you compliment my rear end compared to the rest of me? Quite a bit. She said.
Yeah. And you know what, too? Like, I'm sure, well, maybe she does this. I don't know. I'm asking for a friend.
She loves my
Every
butt,
time
but
that
go
you're
ahead.
naked, does she come over and slap your ass, like, and grab it, like,
Not every time.
every time? Oh, yeah, me either.
See, now my wife she'll slap my rear end. She will. And she does say things about it, but I always feel like she's just making it up
Joking.
to make me
No,
feel.
she
Do
likes
her
it.
do her rings get caught in your hair?
Shut up. But I will say the stereotype about women is true. My wife does, and I had to like really like say, hey, this is bothering me. She does try and stick her finger in my rear end. Like, or she did for quite a while.
Yeah.
I don't know what that obsession is.
Oh, because it's the same obsession. Just think that's what you do to us. So, hello.
Well, we
but
don't do it against your.
She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to take it any further.
Speak for yourself, there.
Do you want to take it further than just to do that?
Like, wait, what?
Like, do you want to? Would you put a strap?
Do you want me to put a strap on?
I'm asking you. You said that was like normal, like because that's what we think about, and that. But I'm saying, do you want to take it further than that? That doesn't make.
Getting kind of personal here.
Now we are. Well, we got here. I didn't.
You brought us here.
I did not.
I mean,
someone brought us here.
No, Janine's point was, a guy will do that to a chick because a guy wants to get in the back door. That's understandable. But my question then is does the girl want to get in the back door if that's why, based on what she just said?
I've heard of, not me, but I've heard of people.
Oh, I've heard of people doing that. Of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever your case.
Hey,
unfortunately, the person will not ever let me do that. But I'm sure you guys could see me doing that.
Women like it's because they like to grab the butt. That's all. Like we like boobs because we like to play. You know, I think it doesn't mean anything.
Frank, play with
weird.
boobs.
You know, like a cat and a ball of yarn.
All right, I think we've reached the end of the show. I think
gives you a little glimpse into what that May the 4th weekend was like.
Yeah. I want a percentage from Erin, Frank's wife, on how many times she complimented your fucking wagon versus the rest of you.
It's quite a bit.
Is it 50-50? Are we talking about 20% of the time? What are we talking about here?
It depends on how many categories we're talking. Face, we're talking body, we're talking this, that.
There's no way she compliments your face. That's a lie. I mean, I can't even.
No, she said she compliments everything, the whole deal, the whole
That's
bag.
Nice.
Doesn't that bother you?
I never really compliment Katana. I just slap his ass.
That's a compliment.
As I walk by it every time.
That's a compliment.
I
Guys like that.
You slap it and then you grab it.
It's good stuff. That's a compliment.
On that note, I really need to go.
The anger in Janine's face just then.
You grab it.
I would love to get a sample of what you say to your husband as you do this.
Back that thing up.
I just want to stick my dick in this.
That is going to be so many people's ringtone for. They're going to isolate that.
Let's go out on that. We're not going to top that one.
Nope.
Appreciate you guys watching and or listening. Again, coin toss. If we do the shameless reaction show on Sunday, that'll be just Janine.
Is that happening?
I have to figure out how to actually do it, which I didn't do all week.
Okay.
And then if Janine is willing to do it and we can figure it out, we'll do it.
Okay.
You know, it's like 2 days away.
It's coin toss. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Ring toss. Anal ring toss.
There you go. It's a ring toss.
Okay.
It's a ring toss. The fucking wagon on that guy is ridiculous. That is so good.
That is a Red Rider if I've ever seen it. Red Flyer?
I can't touch my eyebrow. Can't touch my eyebrow, so I have to go higher.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. AnthonyOnAir.com has all our links and info.
Radio Flyer.
Thank you so much for watching and or
God bless
listening.
you.